so jealous. One day today, relatively speaking, we hit, I think it was 31 when I actually looked at it, 31 degrees. It might have been 32. Things got a little gushy and things melted, so it was good. It was good. But yeah, 70 would be a lot better. KE8VZA.
All right, WD4AIZ. KJ5IUU checking in.
KE8VZA returning. Gotcha there, Scotty. KJ5IUU. Gotcha on the log. Anyone else? We still have a couple seconds. If you're real quick, can I get you in?
KE8QFT, Fred in Medina.
All right, Fred, KE8QFT, gotcha on the log. All right, thanks for checking in. And I think we'll go ahead and stand by now. Our announcer is going to come on and kick off the net here in just a few seconds.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST, QST, QST. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA. My personal is Aaron. Charlie for the Beacon Net pre-show. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday evenings at 10 with check-ins at 9:30 Eastern Time. And we are on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. 147 Mark 390 megahertz is the frequency, positive offset, and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also get in touch with us via Allstar Node 48496 or via Echolink W8WKY. This is a controlled pre-net. I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly, and urgent or emergency traffic free to break in at any time. At this point, I'll take a break for any urgent or emergency traffic. K8VZA returning. Hearing nothing, we'll go ahead and go through our Mickey Mouse roll call and touch base with our net control team, make sure everybody's sounding good. So first up here is KE8QKO Nick at Nite, and he will be our net control operator at the top of the hour for the main Beacon Net. And I actually checked the schedule tonight, Nick, and you indeed are the NCO, because I had last week, but I got it right this week. How you doing, Nick?
Yep, I have the net control system tonight, and yeah, I'll be running that. So right now you're sounding good to me, and with that, I'll pass it back to you to work out this pre-show. Thank you, Eric, and I will see you at 10 p.m. K8QKO clear.
Very good, Nick. You're sounding good as well. Good to hear you tonight. We'll go to KE8QKO. We'll see him at the top of the hour. And next on the list is, he has no responsibilities whatsoever, KD8EPC, Dustin. Are you out there, Dustin? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight? K88EPZ, KEPZA. Out there, Dustin? Okay, hearing nothing, we're going to move on down the line here. And next is just Nick. Also, no responsibilities whatsoever. Maybe melting some more ice. How you doing tonight, Nick? How's the recuperation going? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
KAVZA, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric. And I am melting ice as we speak. And I started PT on Friday, so I went to see the physical therapists. They're beating me up, giving me lots of exercises to do at home already. So I'm going to do my best to stick around, but don't waste a whole lot of time looking for me later on. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? Good to hear you, man. KD8SLG, back to net control.
Physical terrorist. That's classic. I love it. Okay, good to hear things are progressing. Probably not the most comfortable situation that you would choose anyway, but progressing nonetheless. So good to hear, and we'll leave you on the log, and if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. No worries. Thanks, Nick. We'll clear with KD8SLG and go on down to W8HR. Josh. Also, no responsibilities whatsoever tonight. Are you out there, Josh? How are you doing? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
W8WKY.
K8VZA, W8HRF. Good evening, Eric. Good evening to everybody on the pre-show here. I am sticking around. I'm sitting down here in the ham shack, putting the finishing touches finally on this QCX Mini QRP Labs radio. Been a long time coming, so I'm hoping to get the case on it tonight and call it done. So that'll be a nice wrap up to my weekend. So, and we'll be here listening. So thank you for doing the pre-show. KEAVZA, W8HRF.
All right, Josh. Hey, the project sounds good. Glad it's coming together well. Thanks for checking in. We'll clear with W8HRF and go down to Lucy, KE8YUK. How you doing, Lucy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, KE8YUK. Hi, Eric. Hi, everybody. I don't know if I'm going to stick around tonight. I caught a little bit of a nap today, but I'm thinking maybe more would be nice. So, I don't know if I'll stick around. If I'm not, Josh will go before me in the Mickey Mouse roll call anyway, and he'll let you know if I'm asleep. But otherwise, hope the net goes really well, and we'll catch you when you catch it. KEAYUK, back to pre-net control.
All right, Lucy. Sounds like a good deal. We'll keep you on the log, and if you're there, you're not. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. No worries. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for checking in. We'll clear with KE8YUK. Next on the log here is KI5DAY Alan, who has our alt trivia tonight, and maybe Larry's with him too. How you doing tonight, Alan?
Wow, KI5DAY. Okay, doing good. How are you copying me right now?
Full copy, Alan. Maybe a little on the tinny side, but hey, no preference there. It's good.
Copy that. Yeah, I was listening on Allstar, but for some reason everything was sounding really choppy. I'll probably switch over to the Ohio Allstar connection instead of the Claremore, so maybe I'll get rid of that choppiness. But right now I'm on my RF going to Claremore straight to the repeater. Man, just sitting here with Larry. Yeah, there he is. He's watching the KC Buffalo game, and hoping for another bag of Funyuns. He tore up some Funyuns this weekend and got into the grub worms and spread them all over the floor. I had to sweep them up, made a mess, but all is good. I'm just chilling like a villain, and yeah, I will be here tonight with some old trivia. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, Alan, good to hear you tonight. Good to hear Larry. Hope the mess wasn't too bad. But anyway, we'll clear with KI5DAY, and now we're going to take some more check-ins. First, let me read off who I have. Picked up WB4AIZ Chuck. He has to be in and out. He says it's 70 degrees down where he is in Florida. I'm a little jealous. Next after that is KA8MNT Tom. Then in the customary 10th slot, K5CFY Ray. Then KE8ZRY Jeremy. Then AB8MO Andy. And then KA8LYJ Bob, who has to be in and out tonight. 73 Bob, thanks for checking in. And then KI5TAQ Taco Tim. KJ5IUU Scotty. KE8QFT Fred. And I picked up Harry KE8ZZR from the blue screen. So let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. I'd like you to give me your call sign phonetically and alphabetically with your name and location, and I'll get you in the log. Please call now.
Spanner, Tulsa, it's your time.
Kilo India 5, Papa Foxtrot Victor. KI5 PFB, Phillips in Winchester.
Brad in Waco. I'll be in and out. Appreciate you guys.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, we got 3 stations that time. AF5JB, Matt, it was short time. And the next two stations, I may not have your call signs correctly. I think KI5KLV or JLV, something like that. If you could read me that phonetically again, I'll get it corrected.
Kilo India 5, Papa Foxtrot Victor.
Thank you, Philip. Got it that time. Kilo India 5, Papa Foxtrot Victor. Okay, next was a ham by the name of Brad in Waco, and I totally did not get your call sign. The first thing I heard from your last transmission was Brad from Waco. So if you could come back with your call sign, please.
Sir, this is Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot Lima Lima. Again, Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot Lima Lima. Brad in Waco. And I'll be in and out, and I appreciate you guys. 7-3.
KJ5IVU, KJ5IVU, Kilo Juliet 5, India, Victor, Uniform.
All right, KE8VCA returning. Let me pick it up there. Just to go back for record keeping here, I did copy KJ5 Foxtrot Lima Lima, Brad in Waco. Thanks for checking in, Brad. We appreciate you too. 73. And after that, I picked up KJ5 India Victor Uniform, Alvin in, that's Mississippi. Thanks for joining us, Alvin. Got you on the log. Okay, any more check-ins out there before we work this list?
Well, KCFQV could take slot 22 or whatever you want to give me. KCFQV, I'm coming on RF tonight right now.
LJ, in and out. Okay.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Hotel Bravo, Craig and Shreve.
All right, I'll pick it up there. This is KE8VZA returning with the BeaconNet pre-show. I think we got 3 more stations there. KC8FQV, Mark. Thanks for joining us, Mark. Got you on the log. KB8LJ, Chuck, who checked in and out. Thanks, Chuck, 73. And after that, KF8CHB, Craig. Very good. Okay, let's work this list and see who's sticking around and who's not. We have one short time station, AF5JB Matt. We'll start with him. How you doing? And do you have any comments for the net since you're short time?
I do. Good evening to you and everybody else out on the net. Had a great weekend. I got to see both of my friends, Alice Strang and Alice Langley, Oklahoma, and must be doing pretty good out there. We got back to Tulsa about 1 o'clock this morning. Of course, as usual, you did laundry and with the main event. Had to see my friends, and of course, you play supercars. They had the world's largest Batman, and got done with that. Went home and played my arcade at home. I played some Miss Batman and had some other games. Puzzle Bobble and some other ones. So I had a lot of fun. Hung around the house. Ate some pizza. Had a beer and went to bed. It's my Saturday night and kind of take it easy. All day and get ready for the whole week. We should do it all over again. It's currently 32 degrees and those clear skies in Tulsa. And that's all I got. Good to hear you guys. Have a good safe week. 73. Thanks for having me, and I'll catch y'all next time. And this is the AF5JB Matt, the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's about to take control. You catch y'all next time. Thanks again.
All right, Matt. Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight. Good to hear you. Good to hear you had a good weekend, and that weather sounds okay down there. Blue skies. We had some blue skies up here today too. It was quite refreshing. So we'll clear with AF5JB 73 Matt, and I am KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, and we're working our check-in list here and figuring out who's going to stick around for the big show and who's going to get their ticket punched. So next on the log here is KA8MNT, Tom. How you doing, Tom? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KA8MNT. Good evening there, Eric, and everybody else that's on the net. Well, I was planning on it, but I'm thinking I'm going to let you punch my ticket, and I'm going to say 7 threes, everybody. This is KE8MNT, back to the net.
All right, Tom, got your ticket punched, and don't forget, that's a souvenir ticket suitable for framing. So 73 to you, Tom, and thanks for checking in with us. I'm sure we'll hear you on the barometer net. So we'll clear with KA8MNT, and we're going to go on down next to Ray, K5CFY. How you doing tonight, Ray? And are you going to stick around for the big show? K5CFY, KE8VZA. Are you out there tonight, Ray? Just checking to see if you're going to stick around for the Beacon Net tonight.
CFY. Yep, I'm definitely going to hang around there. Appreciate you hollering for me there, but yeah, doing a great job there on the free net and on the blue screen, so we'll get out of here and let you get on down the list, K5CFY.
Very good, Ray. Good to hear you tonight. Gotcha on the line. Thanks. We'll clear with K5CFY. And next up is Jeremy, KE8ZRY. How you doing tonight, Jeremy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KE8ZRY. I'm doing pretty well tonight, feeling pretty good, and I'm going to stick around, so I'll let you get through this list, and I'll wait for that 10 o'clock big show. Passing it back over to you. This is KE8ZRY, clear.
All right, Jeremy, good deal. Got you on the log as sticking around. Thanks. We'll clear with KE8ZRY and go on down to AB8MO. Andy, I don't think you're going to have to worry too much about watching the game on your TV and doing the Beacon Net. So how you doing, and are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Yeah, Kansas City's just going to burn the clock, and that's going to be the end. So, yeah, oh well. Well, I'm on 015, and so is FQB, so I guess we'll leave it alone. Good evening. I guess I'll stick around and save more of my comments for another time. KE8VZA, this is AB8MO.
All right, Andy. Yeah, I have the game up on ESPN on my phone here. It's about 20 seconds left, it looks like. Yeah, I wanted the Bills to win. Oh, it just went final. 32-29, Chiefs over the Bills. I kind of wanted the Bills to win. But man, KC is a juggernaut, aren't they? Anyway, we'll clear with Andy. Thanks for checking in. We got you sticking around. And after that was KA8LYJ Bob, who has to be in and out. 73 again, Bob. And then we're down to Taco Tim, all the way from Baofeng, Oklahoma. How you doing tonight, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Oh, good evening, guys. This is KI5TAQ. And yes, I'm going to be sticking around tonight for the trivia questions. And I'll catch you a little later. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim, good to hear you tonight. Got you sticking around. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. I'm KE8VZA with the Beacon Net pre-show. And next station up on the list here is representing Mississippi. It's KJ5IUU. Scotty, how you doing tonight, Scotty? And are you going to hang around for the main net?
Yeah, good evening, everyone, from the great state of Mississippi. This is KJ5IUU. Yes, I'm going to be hanging around for the big show. I got to get my trivia on tonight, and looking forward to it. And I also noticed that my good friend KJ5IVU is also on tonight. I talked him into joining us, so we'll get to hear from him tonight also. So I'll turn it back over to Net Controls to KJ5IUU.
All right, Scotty, got you on the log here, sticking around, and thanks for twisting his arms. Now we have double representation for the great state of Mississippi. Good deal. All right, we'll clear with KJ5IUU and go on down to Fred, KE8QFT. How you doing tonight, Fred, and are you going to stick around for the big show?
Yes, I will be here. At least go to questions or asked. KE8QFT.
All right, Fred, good deal. Got you on the log, sticking around. We'll clear with KE8QFT and go down to Harry, KE8ZZR. How you doing tonight, Harry? And are you going to stick around for the big show? KE8ZZR, this is KE8VZA. Are you out there, Harry, and are you going to stick around for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
KE8VZA, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Eric. Yes, I'll be sticking around for the big show. Big fingers, I hit the button, one off frequency there. Sorry about that.
That would never happen to me, Harry. Anyway, no worries. Got you on the log, sticking around. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8ZZR. Next up is KI5 Papa Foxtrot Victor. Philip, down in Texas. How you doing, Philip? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KI5PFB, and the answer is yes. And also, I'm close to Tulsa. I'm working up here.
All right, very good, Philip. Transmitting from the Tulsa area tonight. We got you on the log. We'll sticking around. Thanks for checking in. We'll clear with KI5PFV. And next on the log is KJ5FLL Brad, who has to be in and out. Thanks, Brad. And after that is KJ5IVU, India Victor Uniform, Alvin, who is the other the other station from Mississippi. How you doing out there, Alvin? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
I have to pass it up tonight. This is KJ5IVU.
Okay, Alan, no worries. Thanks for stopping by and checking in. Definitely appreciate it. And come back when you can hang around. Anyway, 73 Alvin, we'll clear with KJ5IVU. And next up is Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing tonight, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show? KC8FQV, this is KE8VZA. Are you out there, Mark? Are you going to stick around for the BeaconNet tonight?
Yep, I'm going to stay around for the net. I was over at the computer going on things. We're here now. I computer is in one place and the radio is in another. The radio is in at text. So, KCF3. Oh.
Okay, Mark, very good. Got you on the log as sticking around, and you're breaking up just a little bit. I can copy what you said, though, but you got a little bit of breaking up going on there. They say breaking up is hard to do. But anyway, that was my dad joke for the night. Anyway, this is KE8VZA. We're clear with KC8FQV, who's sticking around. And next is KB8LJ Chuck, who has to be in and out. 73 Chuck, thanks for checking in. And then after that is Craig, KF8CHB from Shreve. How you doing tonight, Craig? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KE8VZA. Well, this was KF8CHB. I got a new call sign on Saturday, and I think it's going to bring a smile to your face. My new call sign is Alpha Charlie T. How about that? So I've got AA8CT. I don't know. The FCC just assigned it to me, so I guess we're going to have to go with it. So anyway, back to you, Eric. Thank you for running the net. I appreciate it. I don't know. Charlie Tango just kind of sounds, I don't know, different. But anyway, we'll live with it, and it's a little shorter, and it rolls off the tongue a little quicker. So with that, back to you. Thank you for doing the pre-net and all the other things that you do that don't always become noticeable. With that, this is AA8CT, back to KE8VZA. Thank you.
All right, Craig, very good. I was so enamored by your new call sign that I didn't register whether you said you were going to stick around tonight or not.
I plan on it, Eric, unless my eyes go shut, but I'll definitely at least hear the trivia questions and put my answers in, and may not hear what the correct answers are. With that, back to you. AA8CT.
All right, Craig, very good. And on the new call sign, you are one digit off from Gary, AA8CS. That's kind of cool. Anyway, we're clear with AA8CT, and it's time to kick off the big show here. And I'm going to turn it over to Nick at Nite, KE8QKO. Nick, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Fine business on the pre-show. And, yeah, great job. Okay, good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo Quebec, Kilo Oscar. And I will be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WWQR repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink WWKY-R. This is a directed net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters. So we ask you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit, so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go ahead and start taking some more check-ins if anybody's out there. So if you would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Juliet 5, Echo Papa Uniform, KJ5 EPU. The name is Kendrick. I'm over the road trucker out of Philadelphia, Mississippi.
All right, I've got KJ5 EPU Kendrick. Are you mobile or short time?
Yeah, I'm mobile.
Copy that, sir. Want to check on that? We'll get to you here once we get the trivia questions read. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the beacon net? Please call now.
KASEI, Kilo Echo 8, Sierra Echo India. Nathaniel from Uniontown over Echolink, in and out.
All right. I think there might be a confusion there. I heard K8SEI, Kilo Echo 8, Sierra Echo India. That's not what we have from a net logger. Is that the correct call sign, sir?
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard there. I think that is correct. He said Uniontown, and that looks like the right address in that logger, or something similar. All right, is there anyone else who wants to check into the beacon net? Please call now. Okay, nothing heard there. Let's go to our trivia questions read. So we'll start with K8VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the trivia tonight?
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the main trivia question tonight. Here we go. Named after a German engineer born in 1832, what is the name of the idealized thermodynamic cycle that is the typical cycle used by the internal combustion engine? The possibilities are alpha, the Benz cycle, B-E-N-Z, Bravo, the Gustav cycle, Charlie, the Otto cycle, O-T-T-O, or Delta, the Ziegler cycle with a Z. I'll take a break and read it again. KE8VZA returning with the main trivia question. Named after a German engineer born in 1832, what is the name of the idealized thermodynamic cycle that is the typical cycle used by internal combustion engines? The possible choices are alpha, the Benz cycle, Bravo, the Gustav cycle, Charlie, the Otto cycle, Otto with an O, Delta, the Ziegler cycle, that's Ziegler with a Z, and I'll put this in the blue screen. This is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Fine trivia question there. I've got a guess for it. We'll see if it's right later on in the net. Let's go talk to KI5DAY, Alan, who has the alternate trivia tonight. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY is in it. Hey, Larry, come here. There he is. He's here now. Anyways, yeah, tonight's alternate trivia question. Oh, goody. This will be fun. Kind of a trick question, so pay attention to the whole question, not just part of it. Let me let this drop, and I will read it. Okay, here we go with tonight's alternate trivia. Which one of these items, on average, can reduce blood flow to the brain by up to 8%? I'll repeat the question. Which one of these items, on average, can reduce blood flow to the brain by up to 8%? Is it A, hemorrhoids,
high blood pressure. C, a necktie. D, playing the jug in the Cornwallo Bean family hoedown. KI5DAY, back to net. It'll be in the blue screen.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Alan. Honestly, the answer I had in my brain that was the culprit wasn't on the list. I don't know if anybody can guess what that might have been. Anyway, thanks for another fine alternate trivia question. Maybe I'll think on that one before I make my choice. And yeah, this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're going to start going through the list here. I have one mobile station, and that's going to be KJ5 EPU Kendrick. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight? Kilo Juliet 5 Echo Papa uniform. Kendrick, are you out there? Do you have comments for the net? Well, perhaps he got out of range on us, unfortunately. I'm guessing he's an over-the-road truck driver, so yes, he was coming in through a node. Maybe he lost cell coverage or something, and he can get back to us later. And maybe we'll do another call for him later on the net, just in case. We had two in-and-out stations at the start of the check-ins here. That's WB4AIZ and K8MNT, which takes us down to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Echolink, Quebec, Kilo Oscar. Good evening, everyone. This is Ray, K5CFY. Nick, thanks for doing the net, doing an awesome job there, as usual, and got a great net logger there with you, keeping you going. Thanks for both you guys doing that, keeping the lighting up our airways every Sunday and Wednesday night, but I'm going to go with alternating current tonight, Alpha Charlie. So I'll give it back to you. Thanks for keeping the net going. K5CFY.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Got your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. Though I think Alan was very clear, and he said, read the entire question or listen to the entire thing, and it said up to 8%. So I don't know if that affects your answer or not. But thanks for checking in there, Ray. We appreciate it. Next, we have K8ZRY. Jeremy, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
K8QKO. This is K8ZRY. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else on the net. Not much going on. Just relaxing, getting ready for the week. It's going to be an interesting one. With the weather that we've had, this will probably be the first full week that I've had working at the school since mid-December. Last week was a pretty short week. We had 2 days off after Martin Luther King Day and worked Thursday and Friday, so kind of interesting. That aside, had a pretty good weekend, and yeah, that's about it. It's been quiet. My answers for the trivia are going to be Charlie and Charlie, double C's. So hopefully everybody has a great night and stays warm, stays safe. K8ZRY73, back in neutral.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Charlie. And I'll say, I guess, enjoy that full week. Yeah, my son was off 2 days last week, too, but I didn't get those days off. I still had to work while he was running around the house doing whatever he was doing. Anyway, talk to you later, sir. Have a good night. And next we have AB8MO, Andy. How you doing, Andy? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Comment? Oh, I might have to make a call to my therapist now that Kansas City won the AFC Championship. Oh, well. Lily says hello. You want to say hi to Nick? Yes, you do. You want to say hi to Nick at night? Okay. Anyhow, not a whole lot here. Had a wonderful time at Winterfield Day. No, I didn't go to the Worcester, the Wayne County Club. Although I see they finally showed up on winterfieldday.org, so they made it official there. There was quite a few clubs between Akron, Canton, and Youngstown area that participated this year in Winterfield Day. There weren't too many up near Cleveland, believe it or not. But let's see, we had the Warren Club and MVARA for the Mahoning Valley, and then I had a bunch of clubs between Akron and Canton. I actually went to the Warren Club. We got about 950 contacts, I'm told, until they decided to pull the plug at about 3 a.m. because they ran out of people to contact. So we did pretty well there. The Canton Club, W8AL, was operating from a camp near the Akron Canton Airport. And Josh HRF and I went there after we had game night at his church, so that was good. They had a 160-meter dive pull up at about 60 feet, so I don't know if I kind of think that they didn't get as many as the Warren Club, but maybe the Warren Club was trying harder. I don't know, but I mean, for January Day, the weather was actually pretty good. We had a couple visitors, and I'm going to have to try to get myself a copy of the Youngstown Vindicator tomorrow. I'll let Josh explain that one. Let's see, for trivia answers, let me drop it a sec. I'm going to go with direct current, DC, because it was, I don't know, that Goosen, that G name was just funny to say. I honestly have no clue. And it has to be a necktie. Yeah, the Ziegler cycle. It's fun. It's funny to say Ziegler, so we'll go with that. That's all I got here. Got work tomorrow. Yeah, I had to work at the Colt, too. Kind of bummer how that works. We don't get days off of work unless we don't want to get paid for them. Back to you there, Nite. Thanks for picking up the net. KE8QKO. This is ABNMO.
All right, thank you, Andy. Got your answers down for Delta and Charlie. Yeah, I know how working goes. You know, I mentioned the Bills not winning tonight. I made sure to send my father-in-law a text. He's from Buffalo, and he's a huge Bills fan. So I sent him a text apologizing for his loss. But I gave him a consolation. I said, just look at it this way. Now you don't have to worry about the Bills. You don't have to worry about watching the Bills lose another Super Bowl. He got an emoji sent back to me that I probably can't talk about in the air. Anyway, thank you, Alan, and thanks for all that information. Next, we had it's in and out. That's K8LYJ, who had answers as Bravo and Alpha, I think, from the blue screen. And that takes us down to KI5TAQ, Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma. Tim, take it away.
Yep. So this is KI5TAQ, and I'm going to go with alternating current, A and C, and we'll go with that one. And I'll let you get on down the list. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, thank you, Tim. We got your answers down as Alpha and Charlie, and it was brought to my attention that I might have accidentally called Andy Allen. Yeah, similar words, yeah. They both start with the letter A, and they're both awesome on the net, so it's hard. Sometimes you get them mixed up in your head. Next, we have KJ5IUU. Scotty, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening, everyone, from the great state of Mississippi. Today has been a nice rainy Sunday from going earlier in the earlier in the week when we had freezing cold weather. Now it's rainy and about 46. So if you don't like the weather in Mississippi, just wait 5 minutes. You're bound to find something. I want to go with my trivia questions, answers. I got questions, got answers. I'm going to go with Charlie and Charlie. Other than that, it's been wonderful, and I've just been enjoying the net tonight. And this is KJ5IUU, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Scotty. You got your answers down there for Charlie and Charlie. It's like that sometimes here in Ohio, too. Just wait a few minutes and the weather will change. I think there's a lot of places around the country that have that saying. All right, this is KEQKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was thinking of more words I had to say for my preamble. And so let's go on and talk to KE8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, wait a minute. I got to quit. I got oh, never mind. I was just searching for something. I've got no idea, so I'm going to say B. B for both. B for both answers. And, yeah, very disappointed in the game today. The second one, the Kansas City game. When Art Modell moved the Browns to Baltimore, the National Football League promised that they would pay half for a new stadium, which they did, although they didn't put a dome on it. And they also said Cleveland would get another NFL team. Well, the stadium is about to be replaced, and I don't think we ever did get another NFL team. KE8QFT, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Fred. Got your answers down there for Bravo and Bravo. And yeah, I don't think they ever promised a winning NFL team, but I guess you get what you pay for sometimes. Kind of how it goes. And next we have KE8ZZR, Harry. How you doing, Harry? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Nick, at night, and good evening, everybody else on the net. Not too much. Did winter field day this weekend with the Wing Club, and had a good time yesterday operating and stuff. And they finished up, I don't know, sometime this afternoon. I don't know what time it was. I left at 3. They were still operating. So with that, that's about it. That was the extent of my weekend. It was nice to see the sunshine and warming up a little bit, so I'll take it. With my trivia questions, I'm going to go with C, Charlie, for the primary, and B as in Bravo for the alternate. And with that, I'll turn it back to net control. This is KE8ZZR.
All right, thank you, Harry. You might have said it, but I might have missed it. Did we get your trivia answers?
Yeah, trivia is C as in Charlie for the main, and B as in Bravo for the alternate.
Copy that, sir. Thank you very much. We've got your answers down for Charlie and Bravo. It's good to hear you. And we'll hear you again next week, I hope. Next station we have was In and Out. That's AF5JB. And that takes us down to KI5PFV. Philip. How you doing, Philip? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo India 5, Papa Foxtrot Victor. Philip, are you out there? And do you have comments for the Beacon Net?
Kilo India 5, Papa Foxtrot Victor.
ahead, sir.
Well, I'm going to put in Charlie and Bravo. My guess is for the trivia.
Copy of that, Philip. We got you in there for Charlie and Bravo. Thanks for checking in, sir. It's good to hear you. Our next two stations here in and out, that's KJ5FLL, KJ5IVU, which takes us down to KC8FQV. Mark, how you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh.
W.
All right. KCFB. I'm going to say CB. C for the main one, B for the alternate. Other than that, not much else are happening. We're going through Newberry tonight. So, might go out, take some stuff, put in the recycle. But we gotta cook and scald the dishes first, so that's gonna get done. Yeah, threw some straw into the chickens. I wonder if they'll fluff themselves up with that straw I threw in there, or I'll wait and see in the morning. So let's send it back to net.
All right, sounds good, Mark. Thanks for checking in there. Got your answers down for Charlie and Bravo. Our next station is out. That's KB8LJ, and that takes us down to a new call sign for existing ham, AA8CT. Craig, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Alpha 8 Charlie Tango. Craig, are you out there, and do you have comments for the Beacon Net? Okay, nothing heard there. Perhaps he had to step away. Maybe he can get back to us with a recheck before that ends if he wants to have a comment. Well, we'll go down next to K6KJV. Kevin, how you doing, Kevin? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Nick at Nite. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California. And, well, I don't have nothing for the net, but I got some preparation H for Alan. And no, I'm not looking at the screen. So, let's see there. I'm going to take and go with double D's. Delta and Delta. Big surprise. I was going to go with something else because I know a whole lot of people that when they got their head somewhere, that could be the problem. So, never mind. I'll just shut up and pass the mic back to you after I say God bless and 73 to each and every one of all y'all's families and friends. And take the mic there, Mr. Nick at Nite, before I get in any more trouble. It's all yours.
All right, thank you. Thanks for checking in there. And as usual, we got your answers down for double D's, and that's why I was thinking my original answer might have been related to your actual answer. But it wasn't in one of the choices. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Kevin. It's good to hear you. Right, let's go back and try to talk to Kendrick again. We missed him last time. Perhaps maybe he was able to get back into cell range or something and maybe get back on the node. Kilo, Julia 5, Echo Papa Uniform. Kendrick, are you out there, and do you have comments for the Beacon Net?
Yes, I'm still out here. Yo, I don't have any comments though. No comment.
All right, copy that, sir. Did you want to take a stab at our trivia, if you heard it?
Oh, I think they're like, oh, this is actually my first time on the net, but yeah, I can stick around with trivia, though.
All right, we'll do that. We'll get that. We got the questions. We're due for another reread of the questions here at the bottom of the half hour, and we can get those answers out for you. This is KAQKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. K8VZA, Eric, can you reread the primary question for us, please?
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the read of the main trivia question. Named after a German engineer born in 1832, what is the name of the idealized thermodynamic cycle that is the typical cycle used by internal combustion engines? The choices are Alpha, the Benz cycle; Bravo, the Gustav cycle; Charlie, the Otto cycle, Otto with an O; or Delta, the Ziegler cycle. This is KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go on and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate question read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, hey, Nick, yeah. Man, that was good timing. I just had like a massive yawn, one of the best yawns I've had in months. I think I just increased my oxygen intake by 8%. That was a pretty good one. I'm glad there was no flies flying around. Might have caught one. Yeah, just sitting here coughing a little bit tonight. I don't know. It's kind of miserable. It's really cold outside, kind of humid, so usually when it gets this way, I'll cough a little bit. But other than that, I feel great. For the main trivia, I guess I'll go ahead and give my answer now for that. I'm going to go C for auto, and auto cycle, I guess it's called. And with that, don't have much else. I think I'll just shoot it back to you. KI5DAY.
All right, thank you, Alan. Thanks for that fine question. Let's go back down to KJ5EPU, Kendrick, and get his answers to the trivia. Kendrick, take it away.
Oh, I think I'm going to go with the Benz cycle.
All right, sounds good. Is that is that Bravo for both answers? Both questions?
Yes.
All right, sounds good, sir. Got you down for Bravo. And Bravo, thanks for checking in with us, and come back anytime. We meet every night at 10, or not every night, every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So come back and join us again. We always have trivia and a good conversation. Appreciate you being here. And this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're ready for more check-ins. Anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is Kilo Juliet 5, India Alpha India. Kilo Juliet 5, India Alpha India, Dalton, Texas.
This is Kilo Echo 8 Papa Whiskey Tango. James and Cuyahoga Falls, I'll be in and out this evening.
This is Kilo India 5 Whiskey Delta Delta KI5WDD Robert in Tulsa.
right, I got a pretty good orderly list of check-ins there. I have KJ5 IAI. I have KE8 PWT. And I have KI5 WDD. Also, KE8 PWT was in and out. So thank you, gentlemen. Let's go talk to KJ5 IAI. Michael. How you doing, Michael? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
Not much going on here tonight. I'm out running my Uber runs and posting for repeaters so I can check in. It'll be good check-in time. I'll give you answer A and C for the trivia. And good to hear about you out here. And sounds like a good net tonight. Back to y'all and 73s.
All right, sounds good, sir. Thank you. I know I heard you say your trivia and it went in one ear and out the other, but I think my net logger is going to show it up here pretty quick. Alpha and Charlie, there it is. Thanks for checking in there, and good luck driving your Uber tonight. Like I said, next station was KE8 PWT in and out, and that takes us down to KF5 WDD. Robert, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8 QKO from KI5WDD. Good evening, Nick, and everybody on the net. Had a good weekend playing a little radio for Winter Field Day. Had fun with that. Made some contacts all the way from the East Coast to Canada and to the West Coast and around. So that was a nice weekend on both days. So with that, we'll go to trivia, and I think I'm going to go with Alpha and Beta for mine. So I appreciate that. And with that, I'll give it back to you, Nick Control from KI5WDD.
All right, thank you, Robert. We got your answer down there for Alpha and Bravo. It's good to hear you. Come back anytime. And at the bottom list, words and words and words. I'm at the bottom of my list of check-ins here, ready to take some more check-ins. So if you want to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, nothing heard there. Give it a break on check-ins then, and we'll go up and talk to our net control team. We're going to start with KE8 VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for us tonight?
KE8 QKO in the group. This is KE8 VZA here. Trivia, alternate trivia. I'm going to abstain from the main, of course. Alternate trivia. I'm going to go with Alpha. Let's go with Alpha. Let's see, what else? Couple things this weekend. Good weekend overall. My XYL won a coffee table in an auction last week, and we went over to Beechwood to pick it up Saturday. Went without a hitch and did some shopping at the Beechwood Mall while we were over there. I was looking for a coat, and I found one on a really good sale. So that was a good deal. Then we went to dinner Saturday night with some friends at this really interesting place in Olmsted Falls called the Gibbs Butcher and Brew Restaurant. Great food, interesting cocktails, good beer, great place. Got some minor repairs done around the QTH today. A couple little annoying, nagging things, towel racks loose, yada yada. You get the picture. Anyway, a little R&R wedged in between some of that. But that's about all I have. Good to hear everybody. We'll turn it back to net control. This is KE8 VZA.
All right, thank you, Eric. Thanks for doing the pre-show and helping out tonight. And I'll say, a new coat, that's a good thing. Also, it was brought to my attention that we had somebody in the list here that I doubled with, and so I didn't get his check-in. So we're going to skip going down the rest of our net control team check-ins for the moment, and we're going to go back all the way down to AA8CT Craig. Sorry if I missed your, if I doubled with you there, Craig, but go ahead and come on back to us with your comments.
Yes, well, before we start, I'll give you my trivia answers. That would be Alpha and Charlie. I'm going to go with Taco Tim and see. They're probably both wrong, but that's okay. It was fun. Wark had a fairly decent field day. We had a off-center dipole set up, and maybe if, I don't know if Jerry's checked in, KC8 HDP. He's our president. Maybe he could give you a little more information. I will tell you that Saturday setting that thing up was cold, and today taking it down wasn't too bad. With that, back to you, Nick. Like I said, KEAQ, QKO. I'll get it spit out eventually, and thank you for all that you do. And we do appreciate all the NCOs and for what they do to keep this thing going and keep the people coming back. With that, thank you so much. Have a good evening, and I'll be listening. 73.
All right. Thank you, Craig. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie. Sounds like you had a good time. Yeah, it was cold to do. Winter field day's cold. That's how it goes sometimes. And yeah, as far as the call sign, I had trouble with it for quite a while too, so it was a bit of a tongue twister. And I thought about changing it, but then I just kind of got used to it and figured I'd keep it. So I don't want to call it unique, but it is me. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Craig. We appreciate it. And speaking of call signs, this is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're going to continue going through our net control stations. We're going to go on next to a station we missed in the pre-show. Maybe he's out there now. KD8 EPC Dustin. How you doing, sir? And do you have comments for the Beacon Net? Well, I'm guessing Dustin turned into a pumpkin tonight. That's all right. He had no responsibilities. Next we have KD8 SLG. How you doing, Nick? How's the leg doing? All right, nothing from Nick there. Perhaps he's medicated. All right, let's try two more. They might be together, they might not be, but one of them hopefully will respond. W8HRF, how you out there, sir?
Leaving an uncomfortable pause. W8HRF. How's it going, Nick? Let's see. Trivia. I'm going to have to come back to that in a minute. I got to scroll up and find it. Let's see. This weekend was full but fun. It was a good weekend. I don't remember Friday. Friday I was hanging out with Betty. That was a lot of fun. I was watching her. And then Saturday morning we cleaned up the house a little bit and got out the door, ran down to the Canton Club to see their setup, and then dropped Betty off around nap time at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and picked up some Panda Express for lunch, which was really nice. Got to see my brother-in-law real quick. Ran out to the Warren Club, got to operate a little bit, so probably made like 20 or so contacts on 20 meters. That was fun. What else? Hung out there for a little bit, and then we had our game night at church. That went well. Played Catan. I had the worst cards at the end, or just the worst settlement placement. I couldn't make any ground, but that was fun. And then around 10 o'clock, ran back out to the Canton site and hung out with those guys a little bit more. And yeah, got some ideas for field day, and just had a good time. Had a good time just hanging out, talking about radio stuff. So came home and went to bed around midnight. That was kind of cool. Weird thing happened. I was driving mobile, and I was like calling out on 70 centimeter simplex 446.0, and just to see if there were any clubs that wanted to make 70 centimeter contacts for winter field day. And it was about midnight, and let me let this drop.
W8WKY.
I had somebody come back to me, and I said, "Do you want to do like a exchange, the field day exchange?" And they're like, "Yeah, but we got to move off the repeater frequency and find a simplex frequency." And I was like, "I'm on a simplex frequency. What repeater are you talking about?" Apparently, somebody must have had their Allstar Node set up on the calling frequency without a tone, I think is what happened. So that was interesting. But we ended up making the contact on 70 centimeters and 2 meters, so that was cool. But anyways, for my trivia question answers, I'm going to go with, for Eric's, I think alpha is a red herring, but I'm going to go with alpha anyways. And, man, for Allen's and the blood pressure, the blood flow, sorry. I'm just going to go with a necktie. I don't think it's right, but I'm going to go with Charlie. So, anyways, good to hear you, Nick, at night. We'll catch you later. Thank you for doing the... I forgot. I got one more thing I got to mention. Andy just texted me, and there was a newspaper guy at the Warren Ham Fest, and he was doing interviews. Not interviews, but he was just like talking to people about what they were doing at the radios and everything. So sounds like we're gonna be in the paper. So I can't remember the name of the newspaper. It'll probably be in the newspaper tomorrow. He said the Tribune Chronicle. That's what it is. So hey, maybe there'll be a ham radio related newspaper article in there. So that'll be cool. So anyways, back to you, Nick, at night. K8QKO W8HRF. Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Josh. Got your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. Sounds like you had a pretty good eventful weekend. Yeah, I did a game day on Saturday at my buddy's house. He's planning on it being his last game day for a while because he and his wife are hopefully, if everything goes well, going to be adopting an infant next month. He tries to do a game day at his house once a month, and he's going to pull back on them because he's not sure how that's going to work and if the adoption goes through. So. Best case scenario, he holds off for a few months and don't have any more game days at his house. Worst case, me too. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Josh. Let's see if your better half is around. K8YUK, Miss Lucy. How you doing, ma'am? What do you have for the Beaconette?
K8QKO, K8YUK. I'm still around. I haven't been paying attention to the blue screen at all, but I'm around. I've been doing some cooktop research. I've had one iffy element, and now it looks like both elements are iffy. And I need to check if they're plugged in properly, but I'm worried that they're dying on me, which gives me an excuse to get a new one. But the problem is new electric cooktops are usually completely glass, and it makes me nervous. I don't know if I trust myself with glass. My parents have a glass top stove, and they just hate it. And I had to grow up cleaning it, which also wasn't great, but but it wasn't too bad because it's glass. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe it won't even be a problem. Maybe we can fix the one we have. We'll find out. While Josh was at Winter Field Day, I had a bachelorette party. It went nicely. We had a cooking class Friday night, and then we had a Airbnb sleepover while Josh watched Betty, and then the next day we had a brunch and did some board games. And then I was able to come home only to go to our own game night at St. Mary's. And that was nice, but I'm pretty tired. That's pretty much it for what I've been up to. As far as trivia goes, I will also go double D's. I know playing the jug takes a lot of oxygen, and oxygen affects your blood. So it's a possibility, but also it's a good question. So hope everybody has a great night. And enjoy the heat wave, if you will. It's supposed to be much closer to 35 to upper 20s. Oh my goodness. Josh is doing something or other with his radio. Is that the QRP one? Yeah. It's lots of Morse code that I don't understand. I need to work on it. Anyway, I will pass it back to you, Nick, at night. God bless you. Oh, good luck to your buddy with the adoption. I know that can be a contentious topic, but it's really hard to adopt kids. So definitely praying for them for God's will with that, but hopefully success. All right, for real this time. Good night, everybody. Back to you, Nick and Nate.
All right, thank you, Lucy. Got the answers down there for Delta and Delta, and yes, it is quite the process. And they've been, that's a conversation off the radio, but yeah, it's been an uphill battle, and it feels like it should be to some degree. Anyway, thanks for checking in there. I appreciate it. And let's go down and talk to KI5DAY Alan. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KI5DAY. What do I have for the Beacon Net tonight? I have tres leches cake. If you've never had tres leches cake, which is 3 milks cake, oh my goodness, Costco makes one and it's incredible. I have bought 2 in the last week, one for a class get-together from church and one for work because our crew chiefs are swapping out. We lost our long-time crew chief, so yeah, good stuff. Man, don't have much else. I'm kind of tired. It's like darkness is imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. Hi. Only Metallica fans will get that. What else? Larry's sitting over here chilling like a villain. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Looking forward to some relaxation tonight, maybe some couch time, and watching my favorite new Netflix series called The Resident. It's quite interesting. One other thing, Simplex. I often call my throw signs. No, I often throw my call sign out there on Simplex, both on 145.55 and 145.52. And there's not a lot of traffic on there around here unless somebody's paying attention and they see that propagation's good. Let me let this drop. You know, there's websites that shows the VHF and UHF propagations, and whenever that pops up, I usually try to at least throw the call out there, even here from the shack. But I like Simplex, but it's just not used enough. So I often do call out when I am in my mobile install just to see if I catch somebody. But anyways, I'll shoot it back to you. KI5DAY, standing by.
All right, thank you, Alan. Got your answer for the... Wait, I don't think did I get your answer for the primary question?
I don't know, but if you didn't hear it, I did say C. I believe it was auto cycle, so that's what I'm going with. KI5DAY.
All right, sounds good, Alan. Got the answer. The answer down there is C. My answers are going to be Alpha and Alpha. And this is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. So we're going to do one more round of check-ins, or another round of check-ins here. Anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is Kilo Alpha 5, Quebec, Kilo Lima, Jim in Waco, Texas.
Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa, Annette in Twin Falls, Idaho. Kilo 7, Yankee Bravo Papa.
All right, got a couple good check-ins there. I have KA5QKL. I have KK7YBP. Let's go up and talk to KA5QKL Jim. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
Well, good evening to all. This is a good questions going on tonight. I think I've kind of got a little bit confused. I think I'm going to have to say Ben's. I think that was A for the main question, and I'm not sure, was it C for the second, was that high blood pressure? I think that's what I want to put for the secondary question. But besides that, just sitting in the radio room and doing a little computer work and just enjoying this net. Back to you, KA5QKL.
All right, thank you there, Jim. I think your answers down are for Alpha and Bravo, if my net loader got them in there correctly. I'm trying to look and see what the high blood pressure answer was, but I guess it needs Bravo. Thanks for checking in there, sir. It's good to hear you. And, yeah, talk to you again another time. Next, we'll go down to KK7YBP, Annette. And I don't think I've heard you before, Annette, so welcome to the net. If I have heard you, sorry, and welcome again. How you doing tonight? What do you have for the Beacon Net?
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I actually have not been here before. And I appreciate the warm welcome. Thank you very much. Will you repeat the two questions for me? I did not hear them, and I do apologize.
It's no problem to repeat the questions. We usually do that a few times throughout the net anyway. So let's go ahead and get those read again. We'll go up to KE8VZA Eric to get the primary question read for us. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the reread of the main trivia. Named after a German engineer born in 1832, what is the name of the idealized thermodynamic cycle that is the typical cycle used by internal combustion engines? Choices are Alpha, the Benz cycle; Bravo, the Gustav cycle; Charlie, the Otto cycle, that's Otto with an O; or Delta, the Ziegler cycle. This is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go down and talk to KI5DAY to get the alternate question read again. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, and hey, welcome Annette to this net if you've never been on this net before. I hear you on the Budenbreaker net all the time. I'm one of the guys that sent you a QSL card as per your request. Anyways, yeah, tonight's alternate trivia. The question is, which one of these items, on average, can reduce your blood flow to the brain by up to 8%? Is it A, hemorrhoids; B, high blood pressure; C, a necktie; D, playing the jug in the Cornwaldo Bean family hoedown? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. Another fine alternate question. Let's go back down to KK7YBP. And that's how you doing, ma'am? And what are your answers?
All right, yeah, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, thank you for the QSL card, definitely. I think I sent you an email. I'm going to go with A for the first question. And I think I'm going to go with high blood pressure for the second question. So, yeah, that's what I got. I'll take it back to you, KK7YBP, and can I have your call sign phonetically, please?
Yes, ma'am. Call sign here is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and my personal is Nick. This is the Silvercreek amateur radio station in Doylestown, Ohio, and that's the repeater that we're on. Yeah, come back anytime. The BeaconNet. This BeaconNet meets every night at 10 p.m. Eastern, or not. He said every night earlier. It's not every night. It's Sunday night and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, come back anytime. We're happy to have you. And like I just said, this is K8QKO on the WWQI repeater 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're ready to do some more check-ins. So anyone who'd like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing else heard there. Let's go get our trivia answers. Let's start with K8VZA. Eric, would you care to answer the primary trivia question, sir?
KE8QKO and the net. This is KE8VZA back here with the main trivia answer. So the thermodynamic cycle that is used by the internal combustion engine, four-stroke engines, is the Otto cycle, O-T-T-O. So that was Charlie the Otto cycle. So the backstory here, in 1876, German engineer Nicholas Otto built an internal combustion engine using the four-stroke cycle. This four-stroke cycle was patented in 1862 by French engineer Alphonse Beau de Rochat. But since Otto was the first to build an engine based on this principle, it was commonly known as the Otto cycle from thenceforward. But because of its reliability, its efficiency, and relative quietness, Otto's engine was an immediate success. More than 30,000 of them were built during the next 10 years. However, in 1886, Otto's patent was revoked when Beau de Rochat's earlier patent was brought to light. So de Rochat's was vindicated, but it continues to be referred to as the Otto cycle in most circles. Anyway, this is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right. Thank you for another fine question there, Eric. Got it wrong, but that's how it goes. Let's get on and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate answer read for us. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, returning with tonight's alternate trivia question answer. There's a deadlock between B and C. They both had 8 votes each, it looks like. That's interesting. Which one of these items on average can reduce blood flow to the brain by up to 8%? Well, even though it can cause you some frustration, it's not hemorrhoids, and it was not high blood pressure, believe it or not. Typically, high blood pressure is about 3% on the average, depending upon a person's health, but they said for the average person, high blood pressure increases or decreases your blood flow by about 3% to your brain. So a common necktie with a Windsor knot, excuse me, let me take a break. A common Windsor knot was used in a study by Germans, and they did an exercise with men wearing neckties slightly tighter to where they're just slightly uncomfortable, as we usually wear neckties because they're always uncomfortable to me. But it did increase most of the people's blood flow decreased by 7.5%. And even after they loosened the ties for the next 15 minutes, their blood flow was still reduced by 5.7% roughly. It's a little scientific experiment, but it's interesting too at the same time. I always thought that I was getting lightheaded and dizzy when I put on ties, even when I tried to make them comfortable. So there you go. Tonight's alternate trivia, KI5DAY, and Larry says 73, KI5DAY.
W8WKY.
All right. Well, thank you, Alan. I got that one wrong too, but you know, I'm gonna call shenanigans on that one a little bit, because you did say even at the start of the net to pay very specific specific attention to the wording of the question. And I'm pretty sure that if I gave it a go, I could get a necktie to constrict more than 8% of the blood flow. Maybe someday we can try it out together. I can see if that's actually the correct answer. Anyway, thanks for the question there, Alan. We appreciate it. And you know what? I just saw something pop across my Discord, and I thought it said Just Nick, so he might be out there. And we missed him earlier. So before I go any further, let's give him a call and see if he's listening. KD8SLG, KE8QKO. Nick, are you out there, and do you want to have some comments for the net? Oh, the shame, the shame. I know he's out there. He might not be listening. We'll have to publicly shame him the next time we talk to him. I'll have to put that in my memory log in my brain to see if it works out. Oh, well, that's how it goes. All right, this is KEQKO on the WWKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PO tone of 114 Mark 8. We've talked all the check-ins. We've got our trivia answers read to us. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do one more round of check-ins or rechecks before we close this net down. So anyone out there who would like to check in or recheck, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Alpha, Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Alpha, KJ5ATA. Guy from Georgetown, Texas, just listening in on the Hands on the Move conference on the Echolink thing. And so, just listening in and out, that's all.
All right, KJ5ATA Guy, thanks for checking in there, sir. It's good you're able to listen to us and have fun with your evening. Is there anyone else that would like to check in or recheck? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. I'll say this on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8PZA, KD8SLG, who didn't respond, KD8EPC, KF5DAY, W8HRF, and KE8YUK. I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WWKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WWKR repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time, on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.